Hey, Sean Kavanagh here with part 2 of setting up a task for oziTarget. So what we've got now, just a quick recap. In the first part of this video I went through and set up the task data for this Flight 2 from the Northern Nationals. As I said, I didn't actually fly this, but I had access to the wind reading data, obviously the task sheet, we've got results sheets. And now I have the track file from Matthew Scaife, so we can have a look at it and see what he actually flew compared to what I thought. Now, the thing that was showing up yesterday when I was looking at this wind reading information was that it looked like the director seemed to think they may be going to get some right-hand turn. I mean, I've just temporarily put the cake there, but everything on the wind reading is really fast and a lot more left-hand turn in it, so it looked like they may be going to miss to the left. So let's load up Matt's track file and find out what happened. AM. Dun, dun, dun. Aha, look at that, they did miss it to the left. Okay, so that's really interesting. So if I redraw these wind lines from the CLA, what we can see is that very much like the wind reading, as Matt has climbed out through here, and we'll just have a look and bring up some of this track data. Just get rid of that. Oh, pardon me while I bumble around here. We can see here speed 36 kilometers an hour, altitude 1300 feet, 1200 feet. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's probably, oh no, okay, so these altitudes are correct. I'm seriously looking at this for the first time. So as he's climbed out here, he's gone to 1200 feet, heading 19.2 degrees, 36 k's an hour. Let's see how that compares to the wind reading. 1200 feet, 28 k's an hour, 26 degrees. So it's a little bit more left already, and a little bit faster. So that's really interesting. Now I do have the results here. So task results for this, Matt got 63 meters, third place on that task. But interestingly, I mean, his altitude is 844 feet. The goal altitude here is 843 feet. So nice low approach across that target, but obviously at that speed, not a lot of time to correct. Like I said, I think it's 2.5 k's. We can actually get in, see how long it took him to get there. So his time there is 09:38, and from his launch point somewhere back here, 09:33. So there we go, 5 minutes. That's what I said, about 5 minutes I think. So pretty fast. So obviously just popped up, got a little bit left, and then just no time to get it back, but still not a bad result. Fighting hard here, staying pretty close to the surface. Altitude 743 feet, surface altitude there 675, 700 feet. So yeah, pretty well hugging the surface to try and get as much right as possible to this. How did he go? Won it, 1363 meters, which is obviously in here somewhere. So the thing I'd be thinking obviously when you're flying is at this point, okay, we need to go for this one. So he's obviously popped up here 1600 feet, 1400 feet just to get the left to set this one up. and has obviously, I'll just get my cake in the right position because I don't know exactly where he set his cake, but oops, get rid of this track control, move, okay, cake, let's bring you over. It would have been pretty apparent that you're going to want to set your cake somewhere over this way, and obviously I'm cheating here because I've got his track, so I know exactly where he went. I don't know how he did yet, but this is obviously the hesitation waltz to go for. Interestingly, a little bit too far left. Results. 113 meters. Yeah, paid for that. And didn't mean to drag that point, but anyhow, it's because I've got that unlocked. Just redraw that because it's now a bit ugly. Oh no, missed. Yeah, no, I missed it to the left. Yeah. So again, interestingly, compared to the wind reading, and obviously this is quite a bit later, this has all straightened up. So there we go. So that's the reality compared to the theory. I don't have his flight winds data, but you can see what happened with his track there. So that's how a flight would actually pan out. And how do you actually do on the cake? Hey, you won it. Okay, so 8,100 meters. Yeah, so 8,100 meters. Now, when we look at our task sheet, just out of curiosity here, one of the other things I would have done during the briefing is just how to think about what my maximum result and stuff like that could be. So if I got this perfect and I flew the first kilometre through there, I've got 1 kilometre, I've got potentially, so 1 kilometre I get 2 times scoring here for 2 kilometres, I get 2 kilometres, so up to 3 times there, so that's 6, 8, and then 9. So if I've got that right, it should be about 9 kilometres. So I've got 1, 1 and 1, so that's 1, 2, 3, so 1, 3, 6, 8, 9 kilometres. So at 8,100 metres, or 8.1 kilometres, it's done pretty good considering he's doing probably 50 k's an hour through that cake. Impressive. So obviously got it positioned exactly right, and somewhere around there I'm guessing, and managed to get up into the top tier. So there we go. That's a little bit of a summary. It'd be interesting to sit down and have a chat, see if he remembers. It's a few months back, but